one, fight!
It's the time of the world, where people unite, enemies get together, and the whole world enjoys. It's time for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. There is nothing in the world that can be compared with the FIFA World Cup. Even though UEFA Champions League produce games of the same quality, it can't overreach the status of the FIFA World Cup. The 2018 season of the Football World Cup bought in FIFA around €5.35 billion. With the World Cup being only a couple of days away, wouldn't it be more fun to know the history, evolution, and struggles of the World Cup? 206 BC, the first version of the modern football comes from records of an old Chinese game called Tzu. It was played as a military exercise. The game may have been spread and enjoyed by local citizens, as well, planting the seed of its future popularity.
Así se jugaba el Tzu hace más de 2000 años. Es el más antiguo juego que tenga.
And is the oldest known game to resemble modern-day soccer. The rules are that you can't use your hands, and you have to kick a ball into an opening, leading to a net.
Dating back to a few hundred years, the modern football was born in the second half of the 19th century. The first seed was scattered in 1850, where the decision to end the work at 2 p.m. on Saturdays was made. This gave factory workers free time for the first time, and many would agree that the fate of football opened thanks to the free time of the workers. The first football tournament took place in 1900s. In the first of two games held, Upton Park from Brisbane defeated Club Franchise and earned the gold medal. In 1908, the tournament included national sides for the first time. Then came World War I. Following a break due to World War I, the Olympics returned in 1920. By 1928, the growing popularity of football led plan out a new international tournament known as World Cup. A few days before the Olympic tournament started, it was decided that the first World Cup will take place in 1930.
1930, 3 different stadiums, all situated in Montevideo, were used to host the 1930 World Cup. Estadio Centenario was the primary stadium, and it was specially built for the tournament. In the final, the hosts Uruguay defeated Argentina national football team 4-2 to lift the trophy.
(1934) Italy hosted the 1934 World Cup. Hence, it's the first World Cup to be held in Europe. This World Cup final was contested between Italy and Czechoslovakia. 55,000 spectators were in attendance as the World Cup host country claimed a 2-1 win after extra time.
The 1938 World Cup took place in France. This was the first time when the hosts and the defending champions were granted automatic qualification. The final was played between Italy and Hungary at Stade Olympique de Colombe, Paris. 45,000 fans watched as the Italians claim a 4-2 win. Twelve different venues were used to host the tournament. In the final, held at Brazil, registered a 5-2 win over the hosts. 49,737 people were in attendance for the game.
Pro Zagallo, Pelé pediu, correu pra dentro da área, Pelé!
1962, for its 7th edition, the 1962 World Cup was hosted by Chile. 4 different venues were used to host the tournament. The final took place between defending champions Brazil and Czechoslovakia.
O próprio Garrincha na cobrança do lateral, com Djalma Santos. Faz o giro, vai sair o Struff, saiu errado! Gol!
1966. In 1966, England became the first English-speaking host country to host the World Cup. 8 different venues were used to host the event, with Wembley Stadium being the largest. The hosts faced off against West Germany in the final, attended by 96,924 spectators at Wembley. 1970, Mexico hosted the 9th edition of 1970 World Cup Soccer. It was the first World Cup to be held outside of Europe in the Americas. The final was played at Estadio Azteca, Mexico City. The Brazilians claimed their 3rd World Cup as they demolished Italy 4-1.
Agora preste atenção na pintura. Jair, vai pra dentro. Saiu do faquete. Pelé, não precisa nem olhar, rei. Que o capitão chegou pra fuzilar pro gol!
1974. This cup saw debuts from Australia, East Germany, Haiti, and Zaire. 75,200 spectators watched the game, and West Germany defeated Netherlands in 2-1.
Tonight. Way wide. Muller there to support him. Going on his own. Now Muller looks for it. Gets it. Oh, that's the way that little man gets them. That's the way he gets it. It looked utterly impossible for him.
1978. The tournament was held in over 6 venues in 5 cities. In the final, played at Estadio Monumental, Argentina acquired a 3-1 win over the Netherlands after extra time.
1982, Spain hosted the 1982 World Cup. Italy defeated West Germany 3-1 in the final to win their 3rd World Cup. The final was played at Santiago Bernabéu in Madrid.
Gentile riesce a liberare Conti, contropiede, 3 contro 2, siamo in vantaggio, vai avanti Conti, traversone, Altobelli, è solo 3, Altobelli, terzo gol di Altobelli.
(1986), Mexico was selected to host its 2nd World Cup. This tournament is remembered for the brilliance of Diego Maradona, who scored the Hand of God goal. Argentina defeated West Germany 3-2 in the final at Estadio Azteca, Mexico City.
Legs would have made all the difference. He's onside. Burjama is through for Argentina. Can he do it? It's there! Burjama has made it 3-2. Amazing.
1990. This World Cup was regarded poorly in terms of football play, and it still holds the record for the least goals scored. It was the first World Cup to be televised on HDTV. In the final, West Germany defeated Argentina 1-0 to lift their 3rd title.
Выбил мяч, дотянулся в подкате.
Ну, эпизод действительно очень сложный, чтобы окончательно разобраться в этом игровом эпизоде. Здесь я полностью согласен.
Подсевал сейчас, удар, гол.
1994. The USA hosted the men's 1994 World Cup after the first Women's World Cup was held in 1991. It is considered the most successful World Cup so far, and it attracted a record number of spectators. About 94,194 fans attended it. Brazil defeated Italy on penalties after the game had ended goalless after extra time.
1998. The 1998 World Cup, hosted by France, was the first to feature 32 nations. This edition also witnessed the introduction of the golden goal rule. France defeated Brazil in 3-0 in the final to win their first World Cup. This match was watched by over 80,000 spectators.
Il y a du monde dans la salle.
Frappe de loin, ça vient. Petit. Et but!
Allez mettre ce ballon dans le petit filet opposé.
Son deuxième but en équipe de France et son deuxième but en Coupe du Monde.
C'est fini,
Et c'est fini!
2002, South Korea and Japan co-hosted the 2002 World Cup. It was the first World Cup to be organized outside of Europe. The 2002 World Cup final was fought between Brazil and Germany at International Stadium Yokohama. 69,029 fans watched as Ronaldo led Brazil comfortably claimed a 2-0 win and won their fifth title and become the 2002 World Cup winner.
Ele cortou pro meio, lá veio o Cleverson. Rivaldo saiu pro Ronaldinho, pé direito, bateu.
Brasil!
2006, Germany won the right to host the 18th edition. The tournament was held in 12 venues. The Italian national team won the game on penalties after the final match had ended 1-1 to become the 2006 World Cup winner.
The hosting rights of the 2010 World Cup were granted to South Africa. This was the first World Cup to be held in the continent of Africa. The tournament was held in 10 different venues in 9 cities. Spain was the favorite to win the tournament, and they lived up to the expectations by claiming an extra-time 1-0 win over the Netherlands in the final. The World Cup final was played at Soccer City Stadium.
And away goes Navas. He's speedy, and he's come a long way with the ball, which is now with Iniesta, the back heel from him. They try to open up the Dutch via another route. Iniesta's in the middle all alone. If Fernando Torres can find him, it's stabbed away uncomfortably to Fabregas. Surely now, Spain have won the World Cup for the first time in history. Andres Iniesta has broken.
2014, Brazil was selected as host of the 2014 World Cup. The tournament was organized over 12 different venues in 12 cities. This was a record-making World Cup for the Germany. The standout performance was surely them famously defeating Brazil 7-1 in the semifinals. In the final, they went on to beat Argentina 1-0 after extra time. The final was played at Maracana Stadium, Rio de Janeiro.
With touch, with finesse, and stayed beyond Romero.
2018. In 2018, Russia became the latest European nation to get the privilege of hosting soccer's premier tournament. The tournament was held in 12 venues in 11 cities. Iceland and Panama became the newest nations to appear in the World Cup. France won their second World Cup with a 4-2 win over Croatia in the final. England striker Harry Kane claimed the Golden Boot with 6 strikes for the Three Lions, creating more World Cup history.
That was quite a bit of history. A total of 8 different nations have won the most prestigious trophy in international football. South American powerhouse Brazil leads the pack with 5 trophy wins. But the main question remains that why care so much? Why do people love it so much? Why some people work hard all day and night to get that one vacation after 4 years of hard LFI?
Because football is not only a sport but also an emotion that has touched millions, impacted billions. I think we can all agree that if aliens wanted to know our global sport, football will be the name. Who knows, one day, probably we may have a match with our fellow aliens. The World Cup has always been a moment of union. It joins families, friends, relatives, and enemies. We all watch with the heart on our throat. Sometimes it gets tense, sometimes it gets funny, and other times it becomes really serious. Thank you for watching. Hope you got some value from this video.